So, state your name and tell me where you're from.
I'm Helen Johnson, and I'm originally from Oregon, but I live here in Florida now.
Nice. And how long have you been in Florida?
Just about 3 years.
Cool. And in your time here in Florida, have you seen a lot of plastic, and what do you think about the plastic?
Yeah, so I think it's crazy. So I've been here 3 years, and that was through Hurricane Irma. And I definitely, here in Everglades City, saw so much plastic after the storm. And that was really eye-opening of just what came up after the storm. You have bottles, you have people's just trash from their house that came out in the storm surge that people don't even really think about. But I think probably the craziest plastic I've seen in Florida was at John Penn Camp. That was really crazy.
And what was that? Was that right after Irma?
That was actually just in March. I went on a trip over to the Keys, a paddling trip, and paddled out to the Atlantic, and just all this micro plastic.
It was just
there.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that. Did you notice anything maybe from daily habits that you might have, or was it just broken up so much you couldn't even really tell where it was coming from?
It was a mix of stuff. So there was a lot of like caps from bottles. There was like 3 or 4 flip-flops that we pulled out of the water. A lot of fishing gear that got trapped in the water. But it was really amazing because it was the first time I had ever seen just like groupings of plastic. Here after the storm, it just kind of came up in little bits and pieces, but this was just whole like piles that were just
one tide of plastic.
Yeah, that was floating, and that for me was really eye-opening. Of that was not so much storm stuff; that was just people's habits.
Just overflow out of the ocean.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So like with ourselves on this project, we're trying to stay plastic free, and so what we're trying to do is also show people how much plastic we use on our trek, because we all know that it's something we all play a role in. After that time that you picked up the plastic on that key, did you start thinking differently about the things you were buying maybe?
Definitely. I've actually recently, everyone's kind of been making fun of me at work, but I switched over from plastic sandwich bags to beeswax wraps.
Huge. Nice.
And it's like awesome, and it's fun, and they're cute and don't cost a lot, and so it's pretty easy to just make that switch.
Awesome.
And that's really simple, and I think that's something people easily can do is just think about like what's one thing that you can do to switch.
Right.
Whether that's a bottle or wrap or
Right.
whatever.
And that small little thing every day, you start counting back all the plastic you didn't use.
Yeah.
And you become even more aware.
And it's cost saving too. Every time you go to the store to buy 25 sandwich bags, it's $4, but one beeswax wrap is $11.
Right.
It's not that much.
Right. Very cool. And then we can cut this in part out if you want to, but would you mind saying that you do work for the national park, whatever?
Yeah, no,
okay,
so
cool.
I'm speaking as a private citizen right now, but I do in my professional life work as a national park ranger, which I love and have a huge admiration for people that get to come into the parks and do other things, because we don't always get to be the advocates that we want to be.
And so, like, working at the park, I'm sure you notice a lot of people come in, and a lot of them bring probably plastic with them. Do you notice that?
Yeah, a lot of people will come in, and especially here where our backcountry have to bring your own fresh water in, a lot of single-use plastic milk jugs will come in, and we see that a lot, that people will actually bring too much water, and then we get it at the end, or they'll just leave it, and it's full water bottles that they're just leaving because they can't fly with that back to Colorado or wherever.
Right.
So
It's interesting. I wonder if there's small things that we could help the parks around the state and even around the country start to get on board with, maybe even just selling the jugs so they can fill it up.
yeah, and I think one of the things that people look at is with that, the milk jugs cost like 99 cents, but a lot of times those water containers will cost a lot more. Even if there was like a cache somewhere that somebody could just rent one to take with them out for their trip or something.
That's true too. A system, you would bring it back. And, yeah, that's a Great idea.
Yeah.
Well, it's great talking with you.
Yeah,
and thank
you
you so
too.
much for everything you do, and thanks for all those changes.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Helen.